Good morning, everyone. One of the things I should perhaps mention is that obviously I'm not in my office today. I'm actually recording this from the place where Dory and I are staying at the moment. And there's a preschool across the road, so you might hear crying and screaming. Hope not too much gnashing of teeth, but some kids playing across the road. So if you hear those noises, that's where it's from. Today, I'd like to reflect on John's Gospel, chapter 13. It has been the Gospel throughout this week, John's Gospel. That is what we're reading, essentially, during this time. It's interesting that almost a third of John's Gospel, the last third, more or less, is taken up with the teachings of Jesus at the Last Supper. He goes on for a long time. There are lots of things that he does. It's not just that he breaks bread. He also washes their feet. He also talks to the apostles about what is going to come and so forth. And the reading that we have in chapter 13, verse 16, 20 today includes, in fact, the verse 20 is probably the one that I'm quoting. Whoever welcomes the one I send welcomes me. And whoever welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. It's important, I think, to see this within context of today in terms of welcoming. Quite often we're given a message that we know to be correct, but we may be suspicious about the person who's bringing it to us. Or else there may be somebody who looks like we should trust them, but in fact what they're telling us is not correct. So in terms of the teachings of Jesus, if we know the person to have credibility, then we should listen to them, because the message that they bring is not just their opinion, it's the message of God. I know that certainly I've sometimes had challenges. I think I've shared this with you before. People have looked at me when I've told them, what the Bible says. They say, oh no, but that's your opinion. When it comes to teachings and doctrine and so forth, there's an authority that goes with that teaching. Not necessarily my authority, but it goes with that teaching. And so it's not a question of opinion. Unfortunately, these days, everybody seems to think, well, I'll make up my own mind about what's right and what's wrong. And there are very real dangers in that. And Jesus is saying, whoever welcomes the one I send welcomes me. And whoever rejects the one I send rejects me. So we need to be very careful about doing that. So you have yourselves a wonderful day. Be open to the Lord. He comes to us in the most amazing places. Be good, and we'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.